Hello everyone, my name is Vedant Sunilwag and here I am to introduce our project topic to you. Our project is offline plagiarism tool. So the question arises, what is plagiarism? So plagiarism is the practice of taking someone else's work or ideas and passing them off as one's own. But when it comes to the originality, there has to be someone or some system who will verify the content which is not copied and duplicated. So hence, it comes the idea of checking the plagiarism. So we have accomplished this task by using various technology and techniques. We are using Python for developing the modules and SQLite3 database to store and process the data. We have used consonant similarity for comparison on the basis of words, whereas a latent semantic analysis method on the basis of meaning and phrases. Remaining techniques or details will be explained as the execution proceeds. Our project works into two phases, before deadline and after deadline, into which before deadline consists of creating account and then later on logging in with the credentials and then uploading the documents. So as soon as the deadline passes, then the user can view all the comparison scores with the graph. This is about introduction of our project. So I hereby hand over the presentation to my next teammate.
Hello, I'm Tejal Prasanthi Avelkar and now I will proceed towards the implementation of a project. This is the very first page of our project where you can see various tabs which direct us to the respective page. The first aspect is user login. If the user haven't created its account, then he will go into sign up button and then it will get directed to the page where he has to put in the credentials according to the instructions. And then hit sign up. Now here the username means the record of that name is already existing, so there will be an error. So the user has to change the name and then hit the sign up button. Then the record gets successfully created and stored into the database. Now he gets directed to the next page, that is login page. Here again he will fill in the details which were used during signing in and then he will log in. Now he have entered incorrect password, so the page won't proceed. So again he has to fill in the details properly. And then hit login. Now the user will get directed to the file upload page. Here he has to browse the files from his device. Then fill in the file name. Here the file name has to be unique so that the problem of redundant data will be overcome. We have provided a drop-down list wherein the user can see that what file names have been already used or entered by the other users, so that it will be easy for him to put in the unique file name. Then he will again confirm the password and then hit upload button. Now here the file size is greater than our validated file size. The file should be of 500 KB and not more than that. Hence the page has given him the error. So again he has to browse the file of appropriate size. Fill in the details again properly according to the instructions. Confirm the password and hit upload button. Now the size is correct, but the extension we have used is not allowed. We have allowed only PDF, text, doc and docx extension, and the extension we have provided is not accordingly. So again we will be getting the error. Now again he has to browse the appropriate file with the proper size and proper extension. Then fill in the details again. Confirm the password. And then hit upload button. Now here the message has been displayed that file has uploaded successfully. The file has been uploaded and stored into the database, and all the functions and the operations will be get triggered on it as soon as the deadline passes. Now the user will log out. The next aspect before the deadline is admin login. The admin will be already having his account created, so you just have to fill in the credentials properly along with the password and hit login button. Then he gets proceeded towards this page. Admin has accessibility to the various content of the user as well as the operation table we are performing. Here he can access the uploaded files which are being uploaded by the users. Previously we uploaded software name file which is having ID 6. If he fills that ID into the text box given below, then you can view the content of that file. After filling the appropriate ID, the admin can view the original content and preprocessed content of the selected file. The upper block shows the original content, whereas the lower block shows the preprocessed content. The motive of preprocessing is that it removes the commonly used words like is, an, or the, because these words add up to the comparison score unnecessarily. Here you can see that in the original file there is a word bin which has been removed into the preprocessed file. Then it also focuses on removing the punctuation marks and as well as inflected words. In original content there is a word resources which has been extracted to its noun form, which is resource, and is kept into the preprocessed file as word resource. Then the admin has also accessibility to the user ID, password of the user which are being used while signing as well as logging. Here is the table where you can see all the IDs, usernames, their passwords, emails and their file names. This was all about user login and admin login before deadline. All the operations will be get performed when the deadline crosses, and its execution will be explained by my next teammate.
Hello, I am Kalyani Saibarav Shikar. Now I will explain about admin login after deadline. When admin will log in after deadline by filling admin credentials, he can access uploaded files, user credentials, quotient similarity table as well as latent semantic analysis table. Here you can see quotient similarity table. This table looks pretty clear with comparison scores. Here you can see that diagonals are 1 because verticals as well as horizontal column is of document names and they are in same order, so comparison score has to be 1. There were readily available APIs in Python, but we have developed our own modules because those APIs need downloading of various files, which may lead to problem of not getting executed if system changes. So, the modules we have developed uses very basic logic and can be executed very easily. Then comes latent semantic analysis table. This technique uses approach of considering meaning of words. The diagonal matrix form of score remains 1 as same as quotient similarity. LSA helps to derive topic of document and thus helps to find meaning of a line, paragraph and entire document. These are the scores of documents uploaded until now. This is all about admin login after deadline. Now my next teammate will explain about user login after deadline.
Hello, my name is Sarthak Kailas Vaksare. Now I am here to explain the execution of user after deadline. So now this is one of the most important and very last phase of our project where user will log in with his username and enter the valid credentials. Now let's say Sarthak named user has logged in Now he will be entering his valid credentials. If the credentials are valid, he will be directed to the next page, else he will be given an error. So now as you can see, the highlighted document is the document name of the user which he has uploaded before deadline. Now we have provided a list of all the documents uploaded up until now where he can choose one document. Let's say user selects business document and enters the choose button. Now before viewing the similarity percentage, let's have a look at content of both the document. Now as we know that entrepreneur and business are somewhat related terms, so both focuses on the entrepreneurship development or business management. Now let's view the similarity score between two documents. Now here word-based similarity of entrepreneur document with respect to business document is 40%. Next is the similarity percentage between two documents on the basis of meaning. So now the meaning, on the basis of meaning, both documents score is 99%. Next, we have provided user with two more categories, which is he can view his document score with respect to all other documents. Now here is the document score of his document with respect to all the documents on the basis of word. Now next is the similarity percentage on the basis of meaning. So now here you can see that entrepreneur is the document name of user and rest all are the uploaded documents, and these are the similarity score between them. So now we have provided one more option here for the user where he can go back to file choosing page where he can choose a file and again follow the same procedure. Now this was for the first user. Now he will log out and let's say another user has logged in for the, and he has to follow the same procedure. Now let's say Amit has logged in. He will be entering the credentials. If those are valid, he will be directed to the next page, else he will be given an error. So now here you can see that software name has been highlighted. Now software was a document previously uploaded during the execution, and let's say he chooses another document, Taj Mahal, to compare his document with that document. So let's say he chooses it. Now before viewing the similarity score, let's have a look at content of both the document. Now as you know that Taj Mahal is among one of the seven wonders, is an historic monument, so the content is about that stuff, and software is a technical. Now let's go on to the similarity percentage between the two documents. Let's have a look at similarity score. Now here I would like to mention one thing, that this page refreshes after every 5 minutes, every 5 seconds in order to refresh the in order to clear the cache buffer. Now here you can see that the similarity score between two documents is 4%. Next is the similarity score of both documents on the basis of meaning. Now this page will get refreshed. So here you can see that it's 2% only, as we don't see much of the similarity between two documents. Next is the similarity between two documents on the basis of words. So here the page will get refreshed again. So here you can see that it's 2%, 4%, 2%. Similarly, all the values are calculated. And the next one is the similarity score with respect to all the documents. Now this page will get refreshed. So now here you can see that VBScript is matching 86% now. As we know that both the terms are somewhat related to computer science field, so they are related. Now this was about the similarity percentage. Now here again the user has option to go back to the file choosing page where he can again choose the file and follow the same procedure. Now this was about, now he will log out in order if he has finished his work. Now so this was all about user login where he can view the document score of his document with respect to all the other documents or a chosen document. Now coming out of our execution part, now what has the plagiarism got in future scope or in current scope? Now though there are many readily tools available in the market, our plagiarism tool is beneficial for a particular organization for their internal domain concerned document operations. So now we haven't used much complex algorithm or logic. Our logic and algorithm are pretty simple, which won't require any prerequisites to implement the software or to implement the tool. So this was all about our offline plagiarism tool project. So now I hereby conclude our presentation, and I would like to thank you on behalf of my teammates for giving us the opportunity to present our project to you. Thank you.